go.
I just do this all episode. Would that be okay?
No, don't do that. Put the 2x4 holder away. Here we go.
Oh, I heard a crack already. Welcome to Wilder Minds.
Sipper.
I'm still crinkling my dry roasted 2x4s.
I'm gonna twist the top off my Grizzly. That's what I'm gonna do today.
There you go.
So, unfortunately,
Is that like meant to say? What do you mean twist the top off the Grizzly?
right off the top of my Grizzly water bottle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just
That was like a saying.
I mean, I've just beat this thing to death. So,
Yeah.
but I need some water. Hair of the dog here. I got a little sausage.
Yeah, we had open houses for our kids this weekend, and Kylie's was Saturday, Gibbs was Sunday.
Yeah.
And when you arrived at Gibson's on Sunday, you didn't have a voice.
Nope.
And now let's say this: a lot of your boys,
Yeah.
childhood buddies, hockey buddies, came up.
Yes.
And you burned it down.
I did.
And Casey.
Yeah.
I heard there was tarps on, tarps off.
Yeah, but I was like
I heard stories.
I was like a short fuse. It was and go home.
Well, that's the only way to do it these days.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I had to be in church at 8:45 for Ryder's confirmation.
Yeah.
So
That's sure.
Yeah, the boys came up. It was a good one. You know, graduation was here. We did the party, and Kylie's going to the alma mater, so going to Ferris State University, and all the Bulldogs came back, and guys that I played
Saw
with,
that picture,
and sorority sisters from Katie's side, and and it was crazy. It was like there was kids everywhere. We were out at the ranch, and people were, the boys were playing football. You guys were playing football, baseball, and it was like it was funny because it was like there were 6 college guys and people there were like, we spawned all of this, like we created this from this college relationship, and there was like 20 by the time it was all said and done with all the kids, and that was the first time we ever got together like that with everybody back from college. So it was a college reunion plus a graduation. So. Got excited. I started off real slow because when you're taking care of everybody, and I was cooking, so it was real slow, and everybody was not, especially Langer, and those. And
he dictates the speed.
He dictates that barometer.
He's a pace car.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
When I walked in before we even went out to the ranch, I walked into the actual party itself, the open house party.
Yeah.
I walked in, I took one look at him, I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah.
He had that look in his
He's
eye.
in a good mood. And what the double mule kick was Darcy was in the mood too.
You get them both in a good mood. Darce can set that pace car too, and they were both excited. And these are guys that I've known Lang I've known since I was 2. He's my best friend since I was literally in 2nd grade, and Darcy's my college roommate. And so it just got there. And all of a sudden it was dark and the music was really loud and the shots were flying and the things were happening and I didn't have a shirt on and things were going. I'm spinning it. I think I ripped a few darts at the fire pit. I was just
excited.
I mean, I was enjoying a good time. And then same thing. I hit a wall and I was done. Yeah. And I know that I was bad because I woke up and I never took my contacts out. So I woke up, my eyes were sewn shut. I couldn't get them up. Oh. And I went from just normal to blowing in the low 3s, in a matter of 45 minutes.
So you got excited.
I got excited. Yeah. So
I
was in the hurt box.
Think about, you did it too, obviously, with Gibbs' graduation, but you're a little bit different in the fact that, when you back up for a second, all that and all the fun and everything that went down, but you think about the why behind it all. You graduated your daughter and that's it.
Oh, yeah.
That's a whole new place.
It's a whole new
it's a whole new that's something to celebrate. I'm sorry. If you're gonna get hammered, that's a pretty good reason to get hammered.
I felt like that though. I felt like we were celebrating the fact that she's moving on and all the things that are happening, and I couldn't be more proud of her. But it's so funny because she's 18, she's on her own, she can do whatever she wants, but she still has this mentality. The other night she was it was 10 o'clock. She's like, "Can I go to this person's house or whatever?" I'm like, well, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. I mean, you're old enough to make those decisions, but there's still part of dad in me that I'm like, my daughter's out, and I planned on going to bed at 9 o'clock, but now I'm gonna sit here on the couch and wait, and I wait until I see her headlights coming down the road at 12:30 or whatever time it is, and I'm like, all right, now I can go to bed. I still can't get over that, so I'm really nervous about college when I don't know where she's at, but I gotta see those headlights.
Yeah, and I think what was cool too is, we had Gibson's open house here. We opened the garage doors at the studio here. Yeah. And there's a lot of people that hadn't been here before. Yeah. And it was cool for them to see what we do every day, where we live every day. In the old Rooster building, a lot of people had been through there, but not really in this one since we'd had it.
Yeah.
So we had everything set up. Obviously, baseball. Gibbs going to Northwood, playing baseball there, and getting in the business program. Just kind of following what we do, what we love.
Yeah.
Us three from the business standpoint. But it was cool to see everybody here.
No, it was awesome. It was packed in here too, which is great. I mean, just to see, and I haven't seen a lot of your old, the family members in a long time, and so, it was I think just a good weekend all the way around. And I think I said to Katie, I was like, my heart's full.
Yep,
it's good.
Yeah. Yep,
like I really was. It was like I'm gonna fucking get emotional. Cut the camera.
No, when you think, like I said, that's when you back away from all the actual shit that happened, boots on the ground, and you just think about what took place. It's like, 18 years of your life and 18 years of your life have come to this like culmination of like, okay, now you set them free. Here you go.
Yeah.
Did everything I could. Here you go.
Yeah.
Like holy shit.
Pretty wild, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Wild. Well, it'll bring you to tears. Apparently, I didn't even know my tear ducts work, but they apparently just do. So there's liquid still left in them over those years. So, but I had to take 4 days and prove to myself that I'm not an alcoholic and that I could just be okay on water and hang out. So I did that. I'm good.
I knew it was going to be a quick one when Darcy was stealing wings from the buffet.
Yeah. Yes. I looked over.
He talked about, he said, I think we need to take some of these back.
It's like ducking them.
Yeah. And so just to set the tone for this, we had a pre kind of party at the country club here in town, a gathering, and it was for everybody coming through, and it was great. We had a bunch of food out, and the people at the venue were like, well, you can't take the food, and Darcy heard him say that, and he goes, well, we'll see about that.
Yeah.
And so I look over, and just about every 5 minutes he'd walk out with a plate of wings out to another place, and he had an entire container.
He had a cache.
He had a cache of wings, and he kept going back saying, we're out of wings, and the guy he'd bring more wings, and then he'd leave with more plates of wings.
That's what he would do.
And so then that night when I got back to the actual place, I was cooking the burgers, and I went upstairs, and he goes, we got wings too, and he had like 100 wings in a plate. I'm like, you did get the wings.
He enlisted both my kids, Ryder and Gunner. He's like, boys, go get a plate, 10 each. Boxes are out back. And so my kids are like,
transporters.
My kids are like, what are we doing here? They're like packers.
Packing wings.
Yeah, he went and they were packing wings.
Yeah, so we got the wings out.
I walked in the kitchen later that night out at the ranch. I walked in. I go, what are you doing? He turns. He's like, huh? I want some wings. I'm like, oh my God, the wings.
Packers. Speaking of Packers, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
He might be a cadaver by the time he takes a snap, but who knows for your boys?
It's hard to doubt that guy.
I know.
It really is. Like, as much as you want to be like, he's old, like, that fucking dude can play.
He's an enigma. That's what his Netflix thing is about. He is an enigma. The guy is an enigma. I don't know. I always had a thought about Aaron Rodgers until I watched that show, and now I like Aaron Rodgers. Like, I have always had this, like, thought about him, like, who is this guy? Man, I dig him. So, I don't know. Maybe it's a mentality thing, the way he looks at the game. I was so impressed when I watched that documentary, and I'm like, he's a genius at some level.
Yeah,
like the way he looks at the game. Like, and that's different than most guys. So I think he's going to be phenomenal.
He's an interesting dude. Like, obviously, Lions fan, NFC North, hated him.
Yeah.
He beat the Lions in every possible, everybody did back in the day, but he beat them in every way possible.
Yeah.
And he is such a good quarterback.
Yeah.
And I think when they did the HBO did the
Hard Knocks,
you could see how he interacted with his teammates.
Yeah.
How they looked up to him. That's the year, like 3 plays in, he blew his Achilles. But it'll be interesting to see how he fits in. I think he'll fit in great with the pack or with the Steelers and that whole city, and I think they'll embrace him.
I'm jacked. I think he's a holdover. I'm just going to throw it out there, keep the receipt. The draft is in Pittsburgh next year.
Yeah.
If Arch Manning declares, they're going to draft him in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they're going to do it.
That's my gut feeling. Back to Aaron Rodgers. I think he's a hell of an interesting cat away from the game.
Yeah.
Like when you actually look at who he is as a person, how he does what he does, the thing. I think he literally is a really interesting human being. Like not to go down the political route, but when you hear some of the shit that he talks about and his position on some stuff, you're just like, damn.
He had an immense belief in it, and he researched it for himself.
Yep.
He's like, I'm going to believe this. You can put me in any sort of a box. You can call me this is what I believe, and he stuck to it.
He facts and follow through, man. That's how he rolls.
Yeah.
He nails that.
Yeah, his mindset is amazing. I think he'll do good for the Steelers. I think, DK, obviously, I think that's a big duo right there. Yep. DK is an unbelievable wide receiver. And I think Tomlin as well. I think, that's an old coach that's been there for a long time. And
he hasn't had a quarterback since Ben.
No, since like Big Ben. And I think that's going to be a different approach. I mean, Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson. I get it. But, man, Aaron Rodgers, there's something about him, just the way he can carry a team. And he does it anywhere he goes. I mean, the Jets were the Jets that was whatever. But that year that he got hurt, he could have, with that team, made damage. The second year, I don't blame it on him. I blame it on the Jets themselves. But, man, I got to tell you, I'm excited for it. But like I said, it's a holdover, no doubt. But I'll take the holdover because right now we had Mason. So we had old Rudolph.
This is the kind of guy he is. And I think about this quite often, especially with him. How many other QBs have you seen move teams in the league and had multiple receivers be like, I want to go where he is. I want to follow that guy. I want to go over there.
Yeah.
I mean, he did it with like Devontae Adams. He's done it with multiple players now where they want to go play with him.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, obviously everybody has their naysayers, but to me that speaks volumes. Yeah. He's got guys like, I want to be wherever he is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's good news,
man.
Because
they make him as a receiver. They make them as a receiver better.
Yeah, that's right.
He's a badass.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And he finds them.
I'll take the catches.
But it also says something like, look, as fans, we've all been in locker rooms. As fans, you don't see the dynamic in the room.
No idea.
You know what I mean? But you don't get that kind of dynamic where you have people wanting to follow you without being a good human.
Right. Yeah.
And so I think there's just part of that where what you were saying, people look up to him. Yeah, he makes them better on the field, but it's not just that. There's got to be more than that. Yeah. He's doing more for people than just that.
He holds them accountable. I mean, in all honesty, like if you mess up, like he's in your face. He's like a Brady type of a guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't stand for that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's not because he doesn't think they can do it. It's because he knows they can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's I know you can do this. Let's go.
So, yeah,
it's cool.
No, it's exciting. I mean, they showed, and he knows, he's been in the league so long. He plays against Cam Hayward. He knows these guys from years and years of being in the league. And Cam Hayward had a golf outing. And he was right in there, man. He was sitting in the right in the cart with DK. He's in Pittsburgh. I mean, it's like he was just, boom, right in there. Yep. And they showed a bunch of video, and he was joking around with the guy. Like, he's right in. He doesn't have to get comfortable. Yep. It's not a new rookie coming up. I mean, this is a guy that could come in and change the dynamic of a team real quick.
Respect,
and he commands the respect. And that's what I love about him is wherever he goes, he's going to command that respect. Yep. So, and he's earned the right to do that.
Yep.
So that's pretty awesome.
Every year for how many years? I mean, how many years has he been in? 20?
20.
At least,
20?
20.
Yeah, I think this is year 20.
Year 20.
I mean, dude, when you do it at that high level for that long,
it's incredible.
Yeah.
You earn everything you got coming to you.
Yeah, and his journey speaks for itself. I mean, so he proved all the naysayers wrong, and then became one of the greats. So I'm excited. It's been a while since we've had a name like that attached to the Steelers, and then you start adding the pieces of the puzzle. Now, if we can just get TJ across the finish line here, we'll be all right.
Yeah.
So that's
talk about a game record.
That's got to be. We got to get that done. Let's go Steelers.
He is Steelers.
Oh, he is him.
Like when you look at the history of the team and the steel curtain and the defense and the linebackers and the whole 9 yards, like that guy embodies everything a Steeler was ever meant to be.
Yep.
And then you hear the guys, same thing with him though. You hear guys talk about him and they're like, it's no surprise he's the hardest working guy in the room. You know, it's just I love him. He's a badass.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And he was a tight end.
Yeah.
And we made him a linebacker.
he was a tight end at CMU.
Yeah. No, that was
defensive.
That was JJ.
Oh, what'd you say?
TJ.
Oh, TJ.
Yeah. JJ was at CMU.
Yeah, JJ
was at Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Well, we'll see what happens. He's there now. So mini camp starts. So.
Oh, shifting gears though, you guys were at CMA's.
CMA
Fest last week.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit last week, and we did it.
Yeah.
A whirlwind. What were we there? 30 hours?
Yeah,
not even.
I don't think.
30, I don't even think we were there that long.
It was badass though.
Oh, it was awesome. Busch Light does it like Busch Light does it. Yeah. I mean, it was. We definitely had some Busch lattes, and they couldn't have been cooler. I mean, honestly, they had Busch Country set up down there. Mm-hmm. They had a whole park basically to themselves where they had this whole setup. And
so what was it like? I've never been there. So paint the picture of CMA Fest.
So it's basically downtown Nashville gets like cordoned off. Like they shut it off. They shut the streets off. And I don't know how many, probably 6 different stages in like different areas of downtown. And so like you walk in, and once you're kind of in, like you're there. Yeah. And then you can go from area to area, and it's like you go into this little park area, there's a stage, and there's, who knows, they run through pretty well like every hour. Like musicians change maybe every hour and a half, and it's just nonstop. It starts at like 11 o'clock and it goes all the way to 7, and in all those different areas there's just artists performing all day. And so where we were in Bush Country, and they had
Ascend Park.
We were in Ascend Park at Bush Country. They had like a Bush Light trailer with the bar in it.
What side of the bridge is that on the?
It's right at the base. Right at the base of the bridge. On the other
bridge
side.
Comes over the Cumberland
from downtown.
It's the stadium, and then this side
right in the parking lot, basically right down there.
Yeah. So it was. They had a big giant bar set up with doing like guest bartending, and then next to it they had the wheel on. Not The Price is Right. Is it? Maybe it is The Price. Yeah, it's The Price is Right. The wheel that they spin. They have one of those, but you spin it and you win like Bush Light swag. Yeah. So they had one of those set up.
That was popular, I bet.
I raced against Ross Chastain in a NASCAR. Got my ass handed to me.
That was really funny.
They had a NASCAR simulator.
Yeah. Like a legit sim.
It was like the seat, and it wasn't like get in the car, but it was the seat. You could feel the road, like you could feel all of it. It was cool.
That's wild.
And so he went against Ross Chastain, obviously the NASCAR driver of the Bush car, and he gets out. Ross was racing, and then Casey's like, hey, I don't know if you know this or not, but my name was Cole Trickle in a former life.
Oh, I tried chirping him.
Ross gets right in there, didn't even say a word, man. That guy got in. He was laser focused. Casey was chirping him the whole time. He doesn't say a word, and he is just shifting, rolling through. And I mean, and obviously he's raced this track for real. So he's going through this track, and he is crushing this track.
I'm a fucking.
Were you hitting the sides?
He was banging stuff.
My guy's like, "No, you gotta dive into the corner. Get off the gas." I'm like, just leave me alone.
He's like, so he hits it and he finishes. And Casey says to him, he's like, I was tripping. He goes, I don't talk much when I'm winning. And that's all Ross said. And then he started laughing about it. And it was cool though to see these guys.
Those sims are pretty wild. Like talking with Austin. We were on the podcast yesterday, Winchester Life. He said 40 to 50% of their preparation is based off of the sims. So they sit the sims, they set the car up, they set everything up. Like it's pretty accurate. And so obviously he's good at the sims because they do it.
So the guy
for 3 races they set it up.
One of the guys, I mean, I don't know who he was. I think he was just a guy in the crowd. But the guy said to him, he's like, "You any good at this?" And he's like, yeah. I do it for a living. I train on this thing all the time.
It's
like
part of their deal.
He's like, "Oh, what are you gonna do?" And he's like, "I'll be pretty good." So
I mean, he jumped right in there, and it was fun. He was a great guy. Ross is awesome, man. He was hanging out, super
chill. Does he hunt?
We didn't get into the hunting stuff. We just got into NASCAR and music and all that kind of stuff. And he was there for a bit, and we just hung out and chatted for a little while. And then Riley Green was there, which was cool to meet him for the first time. And
talk about a guy who is blowing up.
Oh my God!
You look at they have the top 100 country music singers. They have that list that comes out all the time. He's number 2 right now, behind Zach Top.
He is having a moment right now that is unreal.
His mustache is having a moment. That's how good he is. He's having a moment. Dude. His mustache is having a moment. And I think his ass and them jeans is having a moment because it's not hurting him. I can tell you that much. We watched these women and girls. We sat there and guest bartended, and he's taking the pictures. And they would make it right up to the picture. They'd be calm. They're good. They take the picture. They walk away and just
let loose.
Fall apart. Yeah. I mean, fall apart, crying, shaking, like it was like and we tried to see how long it would take them. They'd get like 10 feet and be like, and then just, and they just
He's a beautiful human being.
Oh my God. It was so funny to watch, man. It was hysterical.
And he's just, he's just soft-spoken, quiet, normal duck hunting fool. Like when he came on, he played at the main stage that night. He was one of the main acts, and when he came out, he did the old feeding chuckle. He took the duck call and threw it out in the crowd, and then started. And I'm like, oh, what a good way to start.
The best.
Yeah, it was so solid.
So I told him, I said, man, we gotta hunt together sometime. He goes, I don't have a lot of time to hunt these days, and I was like, you're doing the wrong thing then, man. You gotta focus on your hunting here. But it was good.
He's catching, he's got one of those moments in time.
Yeah, he's
where
caught
he's
it.
like, I need to focus here for the next couple of years, and it's going to set him.
Yeah. But dude, he's so talented. Like when you look at his music, and I've been a fan of his music for a long time. He writes like 99% of all his own shit.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a storyteller, story song guy. I mean, he's uber talented and super cool and generous with his time and just solid on the back end too.
Yeah, he was great. He was really cool to meet. So it was awesome to spend some time with him. They had Busch Light apples, Busch Light, all the things. So, I mean, we were basically in a little air conditioning room, which was even better. So they had like this backstage kind of like this. It was
hotter than hell down there.
Oh, my God. They had this like VIP section in the back, which was like a glass. Basically, you can go in and just whatever you needed to grab. But it was air conditioning. And at some points, there was like 15 of us jammed in that room just because it was AC. And then it was like everybody would come out and then go back in there because it was just so hot. But it was right up, and we can get on top, and then you could see the stage. And there was a lot of musicians playing there. So, but it's not only the musicians that are playing in the park. Every bar has musicians going. So I mean, the music.
It's still Broadway.
It's still Broadway, right? So I mean, when you're walking, it's just like, it's just music, and and the people. I mean, Nashville has changed so much, but man, it's just so cool to be down there. But it's a lot of people.
Well, it is though. It's a ton of humans. But listen, my kind of humans.
Oh yeah,
like you want to talk about good people?
Yeah,
everybody's there to just listen to country music and have a hell of a good time. Super solid.
Love Nashville. We're heading down. Did you guys stay in Jeff's place?
Yeah, we stayed.
Yeah, we're going down there in August. But there's a lot now. I'll ask you this: there's a lot of new bars being built. Obviously it's turning into just an experience. And there's so much, like each musician has a bar basically now. But you said you went into one I've never heard of yet.
Oh yeah,
Snoop Dogg.
Still Gin.
Snoop has a bar there.
Snoop-a-Loop's bar. It's you got to go. It's a speakeasy.
Yeah,
it's all the way down in the basement. It's one room. You walk in there. It's like, I mean, it screams like mob speakeasy.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, they got a picture on the wall. I think I told you about this. It's Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr. and they're sitting at a table and they're cheersing Dre and Snoop. And it's like they photoshopped it. I'm like, I fucking want that picture. I should have walked out with it. I just tucked it under my arm. And then everything is like the cocktail I was drinking was called the G Thang. So they brought all the song lyrics and all the shit over and like tied it together, and it's cool.
It's brand. We love brands, right? And all these bars and restaurants are set up with the musician's brand.
Yep.
It's got images, it's got stuff from their live shows, like memorabilia. I absolutely love that. So when we go there, we bounce around and try to get to as many as possible.
Yeah, we did. We went to, the first night we got there. We went to a
Chiefs is cool. It's unique.
Okay,
it's unique because
I got a story. I got a story about Chiefs for you that I don't even think we told you this. So this is breaking news. But beep, 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 beep. So this is fantastic. All right, so quick setup. Lucas Nelson, he posted on Instagram that he was at Chiefs. So I wrote him and said, hey, man, you're in town. I didn't know that. We're going to stop by and see you. And we met at a festival last year. So he was like, absolutely, I'm playing at Chiefs tonight. So we go to Chiefs. Well, I didn't realize, like, when I thought he was just playing at Chiefs. He actually had like the second or third floor.
Yeah, it's all leveled.
And so it was quartered off, everything. So we got right up there, and I'm like, oh my! And they were like, it's sold out. You can't get in. And I'm like, and I didn't like really think about that. So I told him like, hey man, we're downstairs, and obviously he's got a sold out show. Well, it turns out he's upstairs. He's playing with Eric Church. Came out. He's out there. He has like 15, 20 people on stage. I mean, because he's got this new album that's amazing, and he's out there and he's singing it. So long story, we didn't connect with Lucas because of just the timing, the chaos of everything. There was just no way to make it happen. And by the time we already got there, he was already on stage because they opened the door and he was already on stage. So I couldn't text him and say, hey, can we come in? So I was like, all right, we're just going to go downstairs. So we go downstairs, hockey game's on. So we got Casey and Lisa we got the hockey game up on the phones.
Of course.
we're sitting there drinking, watching the game, and Casey turns around and looks. And
there's no TVs in Chiefs.
No, there's no TVs. There's no TVs.
It's really cool. They got that like
the big
chandelier thing around the bar, like the Cheers thing. I mean, it's such.
And there's
all
those
posters.
Yes, posters.
So cool.
That's the cool part, right? All the posters. So we're sitting there, and Casey turns around and looks. And it was like you had some shell shock.
I did.
He looks over. He goes, "Holy shit!" He's like, "That's Sierra Ferrell." He's like, "That's Sierra Ferrell." And honestly, I'm like, "Who?"
I'm talking like
right here,
right there,
right.
Yeah.
So she's standing there, and he's like, "Holy shit!" And I'm looking at this girl, and she's got a special look to her. Yeah. She's amazing, right? When you look at her, but she's just
Who is Sierra Ferrell?
Okay, so this is where it gets really good. Sierra Ferrell is Holy Roller from Zach Bryan. She's the one that sings Holy Roller.
Oh, yes.
And
and that's you with her.
Yeah.
Fucking right it
so
is.
Katie turns around. She has no idea. So Katie, all of a sudden, she's got balls of steel because she doesn't know who she is. So she turns around and goes, "Hey, my brother-in-law would love to get a picture." She comes around. She's like, "Yeah, what's up?" She comes and hangs out, takes a picture, and Casey's just like, and then
super unique.
She was unique look, amazing,
unique
and her
sound,
her voice, Loretta Lynn, like old school. I mean, incredible. So afterwards, I start going, "Oh, it's Holy Roller, the girl that sings on that one with Zach Bryan." Then it started falling into place, and I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know her name, but he knows it," and it was hysterical, man. So,
it's funny. I went back and looked. I sent my wife a text like 2 years ago. It said Sierra Ferrell will be the next Zach Bryan for country music, just because she's so unique. Yeah, she's so different. She's a freaking storyteller. She does her thing and nothing else. And like, love her, hate her, she is what she is. She rocks. Yeah, I literally turned. I'm like, oh my god, that's strange. I've seen a lot of people, met a lot of people. That one threw me off.
Yeah. Well, you weren't expecting.
I think that's why I wasn't expecting. I'm like, holy. So and she was like, she's just standing.
And in Nashville, that happens all the time. How many people you think you've looked at that are people? Yeah. And you judge. Everybody looks like somebody.
Well, it turns out she was upstairs. She just sang with Lucas. So
I said to her, I'm like, "Are you playing here tonight?" She's like, "I just played with Lucas." I'm like, "Oh, damn it!" And
I was like, "Oh,
sooner."
If you've never listened to her tunes. Go listen to her. She's freaking awesome. Yeah. She's got I actually discovered her quite a while ago. There's a YouTube channel called Western AF, and they do like
music,
kind of like off the wall musicians and non-mainstream stuff.
A lot of Austin type, Texas,
and that's where I came across her. And she had an episode on there, and I was like, "Damn, dude, this girl is talented as hell."
So that was cool. It was fun to see. And he got a picture with her, and then she hung out there for a hot minute and was chilling for a little bit, and then she talked to us and then she was like, and then her team came, and and then she was off. And we continued watching the hockey game and drinking beer, but it was cool to see her. So. All in all, man, it was
a night of surprises.
It was, and I was just going to say, because then we had that was even before we hit the concert. Yeah.
Wherever your adventure takes you, count on Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's to make it memorable. From the timberline to the campsites to the lake and the range, get your family outfitted with the right gear. With premium brands like Worldwide Sportsman, Ascend, Instinct, Redhead, and Natural Reflections, they've got the apparel and the gear to make it the best adventure ever. Stop by today for a one-of-a-kind shopping experience in-store or online at BassPro.com and Cabela's.com. See for yourself at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's stores. Your adventure starts here. All right, let's talk about beer for a second. You ever notice there's a big difference between Busch Light drinkers and other beer drinkers? I like to say we live on the wild side. You know, a guy with a Busch Light in his hand, he's a man of the people. He's out there in the wild every day. He's in the trenches smashing bushies with a smile on his face. You know why? Because he doesn't care. He's not looking for a soulmate. He just needs something to wash that damn jerky down. And he's got himself a 12-pack of Freedom in a can. And when that can gets cracked, it's like opening a door to a whole different world. It's just a vibe. And if you haven't felt it, you should. So go grab yourself a case of bushies, give them a rip, and take a walk on the wild side. You've got things that matter. Memories, heirlooms, documents, firearms. And we all know that life is unpredictable. At Winchester Safes, they make sure life's unpredictable moments don't take those things from you. They use state-of-the-art methods that refuse to sacrifice quality. They put everything they have into their products, offering proven protection and peace of mind. There's only one safe company worthy of the title, the American Legend, and that's Winchester Safes. Follow at Winchester Safes or learn more on winchestersafes.com. Oh, we had to, when we went to the burger joint.
Oh, yeah.
We walk into this burger joint. We're like, we got to get a quick bite to eat. So we go into this burger joint that's open right there. We walk in. I'm walking by. There's a guy standing in line. I'm walking by this guy, and I look up.
Yeah.
He has a hat on. It's a green hat, and it says Rick Hawkins Lumber on it. And I'm like, Rick Hawkins Lumber? No shit. So I go, what's up, man? He's like, how you doing? I said, good. I said, you from Ohio? He's like, no. I'm like, you're not from Ohio? He's like, no, why? I said, you got a Rick Hawkins Lumber hat on. He's like, I have no idea who Rick Hawkins is. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, what's the story
What
here?
are you talking about?
Yeah.
So turns out, he says, he's like, I got this. He's from Canada. He's like, I got this hat at a thrift shop in Toronto. And we're like, no way.
Yeah.
He's like, I said, well, I happen to know Rick Hawkins. And I actually know Rick Hawkins Lumber, as a matter of fact. And he's in Ohio, so we kind of.
a skinny shed.
Yeah, exactly. The skinny shed.
For
right
frame
down
of
the road.
reference, that's like in an area, like we know him because we hunt down there, and Rick Hawkins Lumber is prominent in that area.
Yeah,
so just
every
for frame of
grizzly
reference
blind
for
we've had
everybody.
shipped landed in Rick Hawkins Lumber Yard.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I mean, everything that gets shipped down there goes to Rick.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is unreal. I'm like, you literally have no. He's like, I have no idea. He's like, I got it at a thrift shop. And then he said to Chris, he's like, I'm an artist, and I've started working this into some of my stuff. Which,
okay, so my old ass was like, oh, so he draws or something? Like now mind you, I was sipping prior to this, but I was like, I didn't put two and two together when he said artist, like a musical artist, and so I thought, man, I wonder what he's.
That's cool.
Is he taking photography with it? Like, what's he doing? I have no clue. Don't even ask him.
Yeah.
I don't even ask him, and I'm like, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Until the very next day, we're sitting in the Busch Light deal
on top of Bush Country, sitting up there on top of the bar, and the new artist comes on the stage, and they have a screen to the side. And I can't see the artist because he's far enough away, but I'm looking at the screen, and you know that Leonardo DiCaprio, like, literally, I'm sitting there drinking a beer, and I'm like, I'm like, Chris looks at me, I'm like, it's fucking Rick Hawkins Lumber. He's on stage just absolutely crushing it.
Yeah.
I know, you sent me the video, and I'm like, why does that man have a Rick Hawkins hat on?
Yeah.
And I'm listening. I'm like, yeah, he's pretty good. You know,
Yeah, no, he's great.
Solid sound.
He's a storyteller. Yeah, he's good.
And you just said, wait till you hear this story.
Yep.
And until you got back, I didn't hear the story. It's crazy.
I mean, the fact that we saw him once, and then the fact that the next day he popped up on stage, and that's when we looked at each other and went,
musical artist. He's an artist. He's a musician. Oh, got it. And Jared, I love it. Jared's response. Jared said, "I can get that autograph for him if he wants from Rick."
Yeah, so goes, I'll get that autograph.
So so when we go down to Ohio, then I'm going to take a selfie with Rick and send it to him and be like, "This is actually Rick Hawkins." At the end of the day, because
I wonder if he has one of those hats again.
Oh, I want one. I know they're sweet hats.
It's so solid.
It's a great old school hat. Like it's an old school hat, but how does it end up in a thrift shop in Toronto is wild that all came together.
So to I guess satisfy everyone's curiosity, so this guy's name is Owen Riegling.
Owen Riegling.
Riegling. And I got to tell you, Owen, if this happens to get to you, your jams are solid, dude.
Like good musician.
Yeah, hell of a musician. Love the Rick Hawkins Lumber hat. And,
he has a song named Dan because he wrote a song about a guy named Dan. And he's like, this is called Dan. And he played it, and it was like, he's from a Canadian town, so it's like, he's like, not much happens. We work hard.
Right there, dude. Old Dirt Roads. That was a hell of a song.
He says we work hard during the week and we party on the weekends, and this is what we do. So
he likes his hats, so.
Rick Hawkins Lumber, man.
The fact he wore it 2 days in a row, he's really proud of that.
He's committed to it.
Oh, man, that style right now, when you go down there, it's insane.
Oh, yeah, it's all the old trucker hats with the unique, like, no one has a Rick Hawkins lumber hat. No. And it's one of a kind. There's probably, Rick and Jared probably had 30 of them made.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you walk through there right now, you feel like you're at like a early 90s Garth Brooks concert.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it feels like. I mean, everybody's old school country.
Well, Zach Top, that's why he's number one right now.
That's why he's number one.
People want that throwback.
Dude, I love it personally.
Yeah, I do too.
I love it. It reminds me of driving around as a teenager.
Reminds me of high school.
Yep. When you listen to that music, I mean, it's just, it's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was cool.
So that led us to Nissan. Nissan Stadium was jam-packed. We met everybody there, and just the night just kept getting, I mean, it was...
Who played at Nissan that
Gold
night?
Lily, is it Gold Lily Tiger Gold Lily is the duet girls. Then it was like main stage, and then they'd have like the stage out in the crowd while they were setting up for the bigger one. And it just was boom, boom. It was every 30 minutes.
In the stage in the crowd?
No, they were full on.
Ella Langley, Riley Green played, Brooks and Dunn played.
Darius Rucker even played a little hootie at the end from Darius. We got that.
I wish I'd had an over-under on that. I'm like, he's going to play it.
Yeah.
I know he is. I've never seen him in concert, but I'm like, how are you Darius Rucker and you don't play that when you play live? Like, you have to play it.
What song did he play?
The most famous Hootie and the Blowfish song.
I only want to be with you.
You and me come from living world.
That one.
That's the Pearl Jam version.
That's the Pearl Jam version of that song. And then Scotty McCreery, the guy that was on, he's got the old country. He's that American Idol kid, you know, that old kid, but he's got that
So he's got
them doors and turn them lights down low.
He's got this song. He's got this song 5 More Minutes, and I've heard the song.
It's a phenomenal song.
He played it stripped down.
Yeah.
Damn. I was sitting up there. I'm like,
shook me.
I'm like, oh my god, what is happening?
The story of 5 More Minutes song is phenomenal.
I was a mess.
Stripped down, I could see way more connection to it.
He was in the middle of the crowd, so that's the way they did the big show. So the big show had that big main stage, then they had a tiny little one in the center, like they do at award shows.
Yeah.
And then they had one in the way back, and he came up. I think it was him and a bass player and a lead guitar.
Yeah,
just the 3 of them, and it popped on in that center stage in a sea of. There was 85,000 people in the building.
Yeah.
And he was in the middle, like on a stage the size of this table.
Yeah.
And he started just straight up acoustic. His other guys didn't even play. And he did 5 More Minutes. And I'd heard the song a bunch, and I know the story. Mm-hmm. But damn, when he played it like that, I was like, wow.
And then he did a tribute to George Strait. He did a George Strait song because he's got that deep voice. And he did it. And I mean, it just, he crushed it. And then right from there, Brooks and Dunn fires up with Lainey Wilson. So, I mean, it was like,
mixing
man, it was just like, you didn't know who was going to come out next. Yeah. And it was just one thing after another, man. It was just,
I love Lainey.
It was awesome. Oh, she's fantastic. That's the other guy I was talking to, the old Duck Hodges. Yeah. It's like, are you in Nashville? Yeah. It's like, do you want to grab a beer? And then he's like, well, we're going to be busy. Had no idea. And I'm like, wow, that makes more sense now that you're at the actual stadium and Laney's playing. That makes more sense. So, it was really cool.
It was great, though, man. Like I said, it was a bunch of country folk listening to country music, drinking Busch Light. I mean, can't go bad.
Can't go bad.
Can't go wrong.
It was
then we left. Lisa and I left the concert, went home, grabbed our bags, and went to the airport, basically, because we had to be out of there so early.
Yeah.
And then it stormed for the next 2 days. Like the rest of the festival got wrecked.
Yeah,
that's
up until Sunday.
Weather.
But then they had to make up for it. There was just like collaborations like crazy. Like everybody
was, different bars.
And then everybody was coming out everywhere. It was like Jelly Roll's playing with this guy and then there's this girl's coming out with it. Like it was Noah Khan showed up and played. Like they were basically like, we got to make it up because they had to evacuate the building because of weather. And then when they brought him back in, I think they were just on the phone like, are you here? Come play a song. And it was just like star after star. So it was pretty cool. It was awesome event. I'm so glad we got to see it. Next year, I'd like to do 2 days at least. That would be a lot of fun. We just couldn't make it happen this year, but it's going to be fun. So.
Well, and we were talking too about maybe doing some like surprise stuff in the old bush country next year based around hunting and fishing and some audience participation type stuff.
That'd be cool.
Which would be super sweet.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. So
that was good,
Well, speaking of Rick Hawkins Lumber, I'm headed to Ohio tomorrow. So I am going down, taking off. We got to fill the feeders. We got to get the cell cams back up and running. We got some batteries that went dead, but man, we are seeing some serious velvet growth right now.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's just because we haven't had cameras out this early in a long time, but I mean, there is some serious growth going on right now.
There's 2 deer that have left the mineral barn.
Yes.
I'm like, what the hell?
What's that gonna be?
That deer's 20 inches wide, and he's got his G2s and G3s already.
Yeah, and it's late May.
I'm like, what the hell?
Like, what is that going to be?
A lot of times, in my experience, and like through the growing season, is if they grow quickly like that, they end up being crazy heavy. Because they put everything on, and then it's like the last 2 months of the summer, they just go crazy on the mass side. So I don't know.
There's one of the Northeast that. From a mass perspective, like, I mean, he's got 6-inch bases. Right now. Like, I mean, and you know, in velvet, they'll give you that look. Yeah. He has 6-inch bases. It's not velvet.
Eeyore did. I mean, Eeyore's bases were 6.
It's a true 6-inch base, which, I mean, you start getting 6-inch bases and above. I mean, you don't know what it's going to be. It's definitely a mature deer, but we're feeding 1,900 farms right now, and I am so impressed with it right now. I mean, we started working with those guys. They're out of Texas. They've got an incredible blend. We got a 16 and 18, and they got a 20. It's the first time, ground zero, that we've been able to actually feed this farm. And we got all the feeders up. We've been putting out, they went through 2,000 pounds in the first, like, it took them about 2 weeks to get adjusted to the feeders, because that's the first time we've had those out.
Well, it's a weird time of year.
Exactly.
You know, you're not feeding when they're starving.
Exactly.
You're feeding when there's literally peak options.
So,
but it was fun to watch the deer coming on the cell cams, and you just see them like they'd smell it and they'd leave, and then they'd come back, and then all of a sudden, man, it was 1, 2, 5, 7, and now the cameras went dead. I mean, they're eating it. So we've filled it up twice now, and we're going through a lot. We're going through a ton plus a month right now in the feed.
And you guys fed a lot of deer for a lot of years.
Oh, yeah.
And you've seen what mineral can do, what this stuff can do. So talk about a little bit what you saw back in the day when you were feeding deer, tons and 20 tons a month.
We developed a feed back in the day. We worked with a company. I mean, Purina Antler Max was like the #1 pellet feed back in the day. And it was a 20% pellet feed, and we'd feed that hardcore through the summer, and then you switch off from a 20% to like a 16% as fall came on. Once they strip velvet, you're like, okay, let's get them less protein, more fat, right? So you start to kind of play with those formulas. But with 1900, we sat and talked to them. They're a rice base, which is a really amazing thing. And because they are one of the largest rice farmers in the area, it kind of started by accident, where they started putting stuff that was in a hurricane, and they had to do something with it. And so they started making this feed, and they've got an incredible nutritionist down there in Cade. And he has been able to build this formula off this rice-based feed. And these deer, I mean, they just don't stop eating it. They are annihilating it once they get a taste on it. And they just have the right minerals in it. Casey and I broke it down. We talked to him for hours, multiple times, to figure out what this is going to be different. And it was like, the proof is in the pudding. Dude, I mean, I'm telling you right now, it's amazing.
Everybody's got an opinion on feed and mineral and everything else. For me, I always break it down to, you're looking at TDN, so total digestible nutrients. What's in there? The deer could eat 10 ton, but what's he actually getting out of that, right? And how does it work in their digestive system and the different stomachs and all those different things that come into it when you start talking about deer? The main thing that I've always cared about when it comes to feed is people think it's going to grow antlers. It's not necessarily going to grow antlers. What it's going to do is it's going to optimize the overall health of the animal to allow him to reach whatever his genetic potential is.
Yeah, correct.
Because if his body's not right, his antlers are never going to be right. If his circulatory system's not right, if all these different systems, cardiovascular systems, all that stuff isn't optimized, just like a human. If it's not optimized, then you're never going to grow to your genetic potential, right? And so what these guys have done is they've built this entire feed based off of those similar concepts, the TDN, the actual proteins that are usable, that are valuable to the animal in the different forms. I mean, and the proof is in the pudding right now. I think is this the first time that 1900 has been outside of Texas?
Yeah, it's the first time.
That's what
first time that it's ever been fed up north. It's Midwest, the first time that it's ever been started on a farm that hasn't had pellet before.
Right.
So in Texas, that's a pretty standard thing.
That was part of the true test for me. Because when you talk to guys in Texas, they're, oh man, deer crushed us. It's like, well, you're Texas deer. Like
Yeah.
That's what they're used to.
They need it. Like they're not going to live on cactus. Like, in certain areas, they need that feed. Is that why they're crushing it, or are they crushing it because it's the best thing for them?
Yeah.
So then we got it and moved it to Ohio, and sure enough, man, the results followed. So.
And just salt of the earth people too, incredible. I mean, the guy, Hallie and his wife, and
they
drove
it
jumped in a truck.
They drove it up to us.
Incredible. I mean, just the fact that they did that, they literally drove it to us, and I was like, "Wait, you're driving it up?" I couldn't believe it. And he showed up. He met us in Ohio. He brought it up, and we've got it out. And ever since, I mean, I'm just seeing it, and you guys are seeing it too on all the cameras. I mean, and I think it's one of those things, to your point, where it's all about the deer herd health. And so we try to get it out and get it going prior to fawns, so that the lactose in the does and what they're feeding, and if they're milking, they're going to have the best nutrients, and that in turn makes those fawns healthier, makes those, and it's a cycle. But I think the TDN is where we really got into it with him, because of deer, they're ruminants, they have multiple stomachs. What goes from one to the other, and what just gets regurgitated right back out, or what just shits out the other side. And they've got it down with the science of what's in this thing. It's 80+% from what I remember. Don't quote me on it, but it's 80+% TDN, which is the nutrients are making it into the body, into the second stomach, and staying there, and they're not just getting pushed out, right? And I think that alone was like, okay, let's see what this can do. And it was about a 2-week period where it was like, they're getting used to feeders, they're getting used to the pellet, awkward timing, and then all of a sudden, man, just like that overnight, and now we can't keep them full. So we're going down like every 3 weeks, and we're filling, and I'm going down tomorrow because there's feeders that are empty. It's got to get filled. So
there is also one feeder that will have the world record raccoon. When we go down in the fall, that raccoon is going to be 645 pounds.
Nocturnal, my ass. That raccoon is living on that feeder. Panda. He is unbelievable. Trash pandas up there, just hanging from it upside down, and I mean, all hours of the day.
It's so funny to see. It's like it's actually comical now. I'm like, oh, there he is. I'm like, oh, look at him this time. He's hanging by one arm.
They'll
get in there if they can.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he'd crawl right in there and live if he could. He is loving that stuff.
But in that on that particular camera, I don't know if you guys noticed, see how good the plot's coming in.
Plot
and they're eating. They're eating.
They're coming in. If you go back and you line, they come in and they're browsing their way in, and then they hit the feeder, and then they browse their way out.
Yeah, you can see them in the background, which is like, oh, it's working.
That clover's taken now. I mean, it
looks good.
Yeah, it's good.
Looks really good.
Not that it's too early to talk deer, but man, I just like when I'm seeing that and I'm seeing those antlers, I'm like, it's coming.
As soon as turkey's over, it's coming. Deer.
Yeah. For some of us, the hunt never stops. Grizzly understands that more than most. Rugged, reliable, and built to never back down. Whether you're on the trail, by the water, or deep in the dark timber, Grizzly is by your side. Tough enough to take on the wild and ready for whatever you can throw. Grizzly is committed to products that never let you down. Always on the hunt with Grizzly.
Out here in the wild, precision isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. Leupold Optics is built on the foundation of American craftsmanship, where every features function first. For over a century now, they've combined dedication and technology with a relentless put-it-to-the-test attitude, creating optics that stand up when everything else stands down. When it matters most, you need the best. That's what you get with Leupold Optics. While other companies out there warranty failure, Leupold guarantees performance for life.
Some call it out on the trail. I like to call it the road less traveled. The kind of place where the going gets tough. That's where Tracker Off-Road comes in. Made for those who won't back down. Tracker Off-Road delivers the hardest working machines with the greatest capability at the strongest value in the industry. Built by those who know what it takes and designed for those who don't turn back. Tracker is dedicated to delivering machines that let you get the most out of your day and your dollar. Ready to take on your next adventure? Go with Tracker Off-Road.
Every shot counts. And when it's time to make it count, you want the best. Winchester Ammunition has built its legacy on a commitment to innovation by continuously pushing what's possible. In the heartland of America, The American legend crafts ammunition that's purpose-built, reliable, accurate, and ready to perform no matter how harsh the conditions. Whether you're hunting or shooting for sport, Winchester will be there.
Well, I got to stop in the middle. I got a fly fishing stop in the middle.
That's the hex.
I get all consumed by, and it's about that time.
We got a hardcore 4 weeks coming up where it's going to be fly fishing and then our Manitoba trip, and it's just going to be like all fishing, which is exciting. So are you hitting the Ausable?
Yeah, we've got, so for those that don't know where we're at in Michigan, we have a river called the Ausable. We're not very far from it. Used to live right on it, but now we're not very far from it. It's the best brown trout river this side of the Rocky Mountains. I mean, native German brown trout. 27 and a half is the largest we've ever pulled out of there. Native fish.
Beautiful river too.
Oh my God.
I mean, just pristine.
Taken care of.
Yes.
Conservation.
TU waters.
That's where TU Trout Unlimited originated on the Ausable.
Yeah, you start
in a cabin on the high banks there.
Yeah, and when you start looking at the history, I'm a big history guy. You start looking at the river. It's a cool story. I'll just real quick. So in Grayling, Michigan, home of Fred Bear. People know who Fred Bear is. Yeah. In Grayling, Michigan, just above Grayling, there's a headwater at two different rivers, the Manistee and the Ausable. They both run dead south to Grayling, and then one turns east and heads out to Huron, and one turns west and heads out to Lake Michigan. When they broke ground in northern Michigan, the loggers used to use those rivers to float the big logs all the way out to the Great Lakes where they could load them up. Well, when the logging industry kind of died down and they pulled out, there used to be native grayling in all those rivers, and that was kind of that's what was there. Obviously, Grayling, Michigan. Well, when the logging industry pulled out, the deadheads created the absolute perfect habitat for bugs and brown trout. I mean, it's just insane.
But not for the grayling.
And now there's no more grayling, but the water temperatures obviously.
But they're reintroducing grayling.
Yeah, they are.
There's a grayling reintroduction effort going on. We'll talk about that a different day because that is a hotly contested subject right now. But yeah, I mean, the bugs. So right now we're getting into June. We got two main hatches, three really. You got the brown drakes, which are just the first big mayfly of the year. That's coming on hot. They're kind of wildly unpredictable. A lot of times they come in, it's like, bam, they're here, and then they're gone. Like it can be in a matter of days, just depending on the temps. But we've been really cool this year, so the water's still cool. Yeah. It's going to be probably a little later, I think, than normal. And then that bleeds into isonychias, and then the isos bleed right into the hex. And the hex, if nobody's ever heard of it before,
it's the time.
If you're a fly, it'd be like, I don't know what
you might have heard of it, but it's a mayfly. You've probably heard of it or seen it, but you don't know it's the hex.
It's the Hexagenia limbata. Yeah. And it is a massive, like size number 2 frickin' mayfly. And they come out of what we call hex mud, and they hatch after dark. And so usually the hatch doesn't even start until you'll get a spinner fall right after dark sometimes. And I mean, it's late night. It's unbelievable. Yeah, but the spinner fall can be absolutely insane.
You'll walk across them.
Yeah, I mean the river is covered with bugs.
And for people that don't know, talk what a spinner fall.
Yeah.
What happens?
Yeah, so the life cycle of a mayfly. So the mayfly it lives in the mud as an egg, and it turns into a nymph. And then from the nymphal stage, it emerges out of the mud, swims up to the surface as an emerger, breaks the surface, sheds its nymphal shuck, becomes a fly. It'll drift on the water as an actual fly for a while. At that point, it'll have gray smoky wings. It is not sexually mature. It'll come off the water, fly. If it doesn't get eaten by a trout, it'll come off the water, fly up into the trees. Once they fly into the trees, so every bug's different, but the hex is up there for anywhere from like 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah.
And so what happens while they're in the trees is they become sexually mature. Their wings go clear. That's how you can tell a sexually mature mayfly. Their wings go clear. When they go clear, they come out over the river and they mate. And after they mate, they spin and die. And the females come down, land on the water, drop their eggs, and die. And so that's a spinner fall. What you're fishing is dead bugs hitting the water. So at dark for the hex, that's the first thing that starts. Is you're like, here comes a spinner fall. All the dead bugs come. It's easy pickings for trout.
It's like it's snowing or rain. And they're flying. Like if you turn on a flashlight, you're over.
Oh yeah,
you're just getting pelted in the face. That's how many. Just to paint the picture. I mean, they're falling from the sky.
I mean, when you lay a fly out, there's times where you lay a fly and it's dark and there's no lights because lights put fish down. So you're doing everything in the pitch black. You're trying to figure out where he's rising, what he's rising to, all those different parts of the equation, which makes it, you're hunting fish is what you're doing.
By sound.
And there's times where you'll lay your fly out and you'll literally be like, my fly's not even on the water. It's actually riding on other bugs. Yeah. Like you can tell it's not on the water itself. Yeah. So it just becomes, it's as close to big game hunting as you can get for trout.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, once the spinner's gone, you know, if you haven't hooked into a bunch of fish, then you're waiting. And then that's when the hatchers start. And they start coming out of that mud and you'll be sitting there and honest to God, you'll just hear like,
boil.
You're like, oh, where the hell was that?
Yeah.
And then boosh, and you're like, okay, there he is. And then you sit there and wait for him to get regular, and then you try to get to him without fucking it up. Which is
and it's usually
hard to do in the dark.
And it's usually big fish because those big fish are coming out, which puts those little fish right down. And so then it's usually, I mean, in the hex hatch, you're gunning for big browns.
Big
because
fish go gulp in the night.
Yeah, they do, and they're hunting at night, and it's a lot of fun, man.
On a good night, we can put 200 inches of trout in the boat. Native, after dark, pitch black. And, you know, even when you're rowing, it's that's part when you're rowing in the dark and you're just sitting there and you got a beer in your hand, you know, because there's no motors. You're just drifting along. You got a beer in your hand. It's like, man, life is good on the river. And then you hear some newbie coming down the river just pinballing his way. Ping, bong, boom. You're like, well, there goes every fish for, you know, that half mile behind me. But everybody, you know, it has its own lingo and how you communicate with people and where to go and don't run over people's fish and all that shit. I mean, that's part of the fun and learning to navigate in the dark. I mean, there's so many things that like it's an experience.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's fun.
So we have a hide boat, a drift boat, and Layla, or no, not Layla. What's the name for it?
No,
just Hyde.
Just Hyde.
Heidi.
Layla is your motorhome. Yeah. So we have this drift boat, and we decided we're going to take some guys fishing. So we go up to the Sauble, and we got one of the executives at one of the very large companies here. And we launch, and we get in the boat. And in the back, you've got a casting scenario where you can stand up and put your legs in, lock in, and fish. And I don't know, I have floated the Sauble hundreds of times. Hundreds.
So fun.
We are in this boat, and I leaned over to get something out of the bag, and he was rowing center console. And this gentleman, great guy from Britain, right? He's from over the pond. He's up front.
Diehard fisherman.
Great guy.
Great fisherman.
Yeah, phenomenal guy. He's up front, and Casey is rowing. There is a stick the size of this. I think it's maybe even smaller than this microphone.
It's not a stick. It's a bud.
It's a little tiny little deal, right? He goes to row, and I just happened to lean down at the same time, and he just bumped it like that, just enough.
Tucked the oars as we go over.
He tucked it, and he bumped it like that. And I went ass over tea kettle out of this boat. And I mean, I lost my balance and shot like someone kicked me in the back. Yeah. And it was the smallest little boop like that. And it just happened to be at the right. And I mean, I pride myself on balance. Like, I'm like, I can catch shit quick. I'm like, I missed everything I grabbed, I went to grab.
There really isn't anything to that.
I swung
because it's a low-sided drift boat.
Yeah. I mean, I swung like this, missed it. I'm going back. I missed the boat. I missed everything that could stop me from going over the edge. I missed. And I hit the water. And when I hit the water, I went all the way down. I launched like a squat all the way back up and went back in the boat. I was in the boat.
So fast.
You have to think, I'm rowing, and I tuck the oars. And I can't, he's right here, but I can't see him.
Yeah.
And by the time I heard the kaboosh, I'm like, oh, no shit. I turn like this, he's back in the boat. I'm like, what? And he's just, the water coming off of him. I'm like, holy shit.
Absolutely
like, what did you do? And the guy up front's like, you know, in his accent, he's you know, what the hell's going on back there? Oh, my God, we started
He turned
laughing.
around, he's like, hey, what'd you fall, mate? He's like, yeah, he gave that whole thing. I mean, we were, and I jumped back in, I sat down, I just looked at Casey, and I am so soaked. I mean, I went all the way under.
How early in it was it?
150 yards into the we were 150 yards, and I didn't even get a cast in. I was trying to figure out what, I wouldn't even have my line tied up, and I'm in, right?
Wet all night.
And I had all the extra gear, and I was like, and I tried to do it for a little bit, and I just said, I gotta change. I mean, I had water in the bottom of my boot, everything. So he pulled over on the side, and I just emptied everything out, and I just jumped in the boat I had fresh clothes. I jumped in. I said, I'm not waiting. I'm like, so I just jumped in and dried off. But I mean, we laughed for 45 minutes. He just kept sitting in the front, and all of a sudden he just started chuckling, and I could see his shoulders moving, and then he'd start thinking about me going in, and I was
there's us going in when we're in the shit, like in New Zealand. We got chucked over in New Zealand. We were going through Whitewater Rapids, and he got thrown 8 feet in the air.
Yeah.
This was going down the flattest part of the Ausable.
So slow.
When I took Ryder and I went back chasing Hex, and I think even Mousin. Yeah. We went through that little stretch, and he's like, hey. He's like, where did Uncle Chris go in? I'm like, right up here. He's like, show me. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, see a little stick right there? He's like, that? I'm like, that. I mean, literally, it was just, it just.
Stop the momentum.
It didn't even stop it. It just, like that. And he was just outside enough.
You must have been on your tippy toes.
I was.
Top heavy.
I was top heavy reaching for the bag. And when it hit, it just got me. And I did one of these. And I reached 5 times. I missed everything. Not a chance, man. But I remember when I hit, it was way deeper than I expected. And I went all the way down, and I remember my feet hit, so I just loaded, and then I just box jumped right back, and I went whoop, and I landed right back in the boat like that, and I was soaked.
I'm telling you, by the time I turned around, he was in.
Yeah.
Like I never saw him in the water.
It was the perfect.
It was kaboosh, and I'm like, oh my, and I'm like, got my oars, I turn around, I'm like, what the hell? And I look up, and he's just standing there with this look of like, yep, that just happened.
And I said, yes, I fell. And then I had to tell the guy up front, I said, I got to tell you, I said, that is the first time that I've fallen in. And he's like, what kind of shit show? I mean, we're trying to take this guy on a nice fishing trip.
You guys do this for a living? We're like, well.
And I'm laying in the water back here, like just completely. So I'm like, yep, continue on, sir. Continue fishing. I'll just dry off back here. So
no, there's going to be a lot of those moments in the next month.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
For lots of people.
Yeah.
I had Ryder and I last year, we went up and you're sitting there and there's bears up there, you know?
Yeah, they're all, yeah.
And Ryder's like, you ever see a bear in the river, Dad? I'm like, no. I said, they're here. I said, but Ryder, I fished this, I don't know how many hundreds or maybe even over 1,000 times now. I said, I've never actually seen a bear on the river. I said, you got nothing to worry about. He's like, all right, cool. 15 minutes goes by. And he goes, I'm sitting like, we're waiting for it to get right, you know? It's just, I mean, you can hear him, but you can't see him. Like, it's that dark, you know? I'm like, I can hear him up there. I just can't quite see him yet. And he's like, Dad. I'm like, what? He's like, there's a bear. I'm like, funny, right? He's like, I'm dead serious. There's a bear. I'm like, come on. I'm like, stop. I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what these bugs are going to do. He's like, there's a bear. So I'm like, all right. So I turn around. I'm like, holy shit, there's a bear. There's a bear 10 feet from the back of the boat, standing right in the middle of the river.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are the odds?
What are the chances?
You know? And so the bear crosses and he gets out and he goes up the shore, and Ryder's eyes are like, he's like, holy hell. And right where that bear got out, the night before, there were 2 guys. These guys walk in. They're there every year. They walk in and they have access to that property. They were leaning against the tree that the bear shook off when he ran by. Like, if they'd have been there the night before, he'd have stepped right on top of them.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool. But that's what you get up there. I mean, it's the Ausable, dude. It's a wild river. Yeah. It's beautiful. It goes through some unreal, terrain, and it's got unbelievable brown trout.
Well, some of my favorite is just the float when you know you're done, the float out.
Yeah.
Like, and it's 3:00 in the morning. I mean, it's not early, you know, and you're just floating out, and
well, that's how
we just know the river so well that you know every bend, and you're just sitting there and you're floating out, and it's pitch black, but the stars are out. It's beautiful. Temperature's usually right, unless you have a shitty night, obviously. But that's how
the 27.5 happened.
Yeah,
it was June, and as it does here, like temperature when the clouds part, it can like
sky. It just dumps.
Yeah, so it plummeted that night, and we thought we were done. We're like, all right, well, we got 3 beers, so let's drift out. We got 2 hours to float. We'll just float and drink 3 beers and 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
we're just floating along doing nothing, just riding with the water. And I had the oars actually tucked and came around this spot. And there's a big old back eddy, and they usually hold big fish. And as we went by, we just heard like the slightest sip. And usually when you hear those sips, they're the biggest fish.
Yeah.
And so I kind of was like, did you hear that? And the kid I had in the front, he was a guide up there at the time. He's like, yeah. We heard it again. We're like, oh, damn. Like, we should try for him. We're going to hate ourselves if we don't. So I pushed over in the river, back road, got up above him, got in a real good spot. And we play this game called knobs where you get 3 casts. And if you put them down or you don't catch them in 3, the other guy gets 3. And so he's like, what do I do? Because he's in a back eddy. We're like, just lay it out there. Figure it out. If he rises, set the hook. Like, who knows? So he lays it out there, sets the hook, nothing. Lays another one out there, sets the hook, nothing. Lays that third, and I'm giving him shit. I'm like, oh, we got one more. I said, and I'm up, and he laid that third one out, and that fish rose, and boom. And it was like, oh, my Lord. He goes, I think this is my 2-footer. And he's running at the boat. And I turned the headlamp on, and I looked down, and I'm like, oh, my God, that's a 30-inch fish. I thought it was 30 inches when he ran by the boat. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. And so just a really cool side note to this story, there's a guy, legendary guy up there, owned Gates of Saba Lodge. Yeah. His name was Rusty Gates. Rusty passed away. Yeah. And Joe guided for Gates and worked in the fly shop as a kid growing up. When Rusty passed away, he gave him his favorite Winston 5-weight rod. Yeah. He gave it before he passed away to this kid. And that kid made 3 casts with it. Yeah. And on the 3rd cast, he caught that fish.
Yeah. The Crocker Brown.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God.
Yeah. And now there's a replica in...
Yeah, when you go into Gates.
When you go into Gates of Saba Lodge, there's a replica.
And everybody knew about that fish. Yeah. Like, it went around. The guys here at Little Forks, I mean, they all knew about that.
Well, and it's
I measured them twice.
Catch and release, measure them,
I measured them twice. I brought them in. I'm like, bam. And, got the mitt, and I slide the tape, and I'm like 27 and a half. And I went over the boat, and I went, we got to do that again. Yeah. Pulled him back up. I'm like, get your camera. He grabbed the camera. I'm like, whoa. 27 and a half, chunk, back in the water like that quick. Yeah. Just because, that's a native fish.
Yeah, that's a native fish.
That's not a lake run breed stock from something like that. Is a native German brown trout. Mm-hmm. That's the most beautiful brown I've ever seen in my life.
Every fly shop in the area was talking about the Crocker Brown. That's what it was. For the
and we didn't have beer. We'd already drank the 3 beers we had. So we floated the rest of the way. We're like, wow, this is pretty anticlimactic. What do we do now? Like,
what do we do?
Two Hearted is a good beer when you're on the river.
Yeah, perfect beer.
That's what we had back then. But
yeah, that was good stuff, man. That was a crazy. And you guys got back to I remember you came back in. It was like 3-4 in the morning when you got back in, and you literally were like, "You got to get up. Like I got to show you this." And I was like, I didn't go that night, and I was like, "Oh my!"
It was 40 degrees.
Yeah, it was a cold night.
Yeah, what happened is those bugs. There was a quick spinner fall. And those spinnerfall bugs get hung up in those eddies, and they just circle around, and those big fish just feed away. So there'll be plenty of upcoming nights where I'm really tired when we film this podcast.
Yeah, well, we'll have some stories.
We'll have more stories. Hopefully me staying in the boat, not falling out of the boat.
Yeah. It's a good start.
Yeah, it's a good start. Well, we get to go down. Let's see, the next time someone's going to be listening to this, we're going today. It's Father's Day coming up this weekend. Yep. So we're going to go make some Father's Days.
U.S. Open's happening. It's going to be a wild course at Oakmont.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild
Hometown,
course.
Baby.
Hometown. And the P.
She's gnarly.
Yeah. So
that rough's going to be something. There's going to be, my prediction is 3 over is going to win it.
3 over?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 3 over. She's going to play hard. It's going to
play tough.
Rough.
It's going to be a hard course.
Rough. Yep. So lots of stuff coming up this weekend. It's going to be great, man. Just keep it up. Summertime. It's June. It's coming off everything. Let's get to fishing.
And probably the most exciting thing, we are inching ever closer to launching the new Keefer Brothers content hub.
Better hold on to your horses.
Meeting today on it. Yep. It doesn't stop.
Yep. Just had a 3-hour meeting. We are probably T-minus roughly 30 days from kicking this thing off. I could not be more excited. It's our very own content platform.
Yep.
And we are free to tell any story we want, whenever we want, how we want. And we got some badass stories in the can.
So,
can't wait.
Pretty excited. We'll keep unveiling a little bit more as we inch closer to launch day.
Closer, but it's coming.
Just want everybody to know that's coming. So.
We're going to build the brotherhood. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
So I'm excited for it.
Cool.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Mama say it's a new day song.